going on, everybody? We're going to be previewing the NLCS here. Dodgers versus the Cubs after the Cubs won in the NLDS in 5 games against the Nationals last night. Now, both of these teams' rosters have not been set, so we're just kind of going to guess some additions here. Look at the rotation, pitching matchups, lineup, and my prediction, and a couple of key matchups here. So we know the Dodgers rotation is going to be Kershaw game 1, obviously, and I think this is the year Kershaw puts aside all of those doubters. I feel like this Dodger team, top to bottom, is probably the best team in the playoff field right now that's left. Looking at the Cubs, they had a very interesting series versus the Nationals. Both teams didn't hit extremely well, and both teams used a lot of their bullpen. It was honestly not the greatest series to watch if you like good baseball. If you like average baseball, it was a good series to watch. I didn't really enjoy that series as much as I thought I would have. So looking at these two teams, for the Dodgers, I think that they're going to go Kershaw game 1, obviously. I would not be surprised to see Rich Hill take the ball in game 2 again. Maybe Alex Wood, not sure, and probably Yu Darvish again in game 3. I know Dave Roberts, there's been a couple of reports where Dave Roberts is still mulling the rotation. I don't see why you wouldn't stick to the plan of what worked in the last series where they swept the D-backs, which I did not see coming, actually. I thought they would win that series against the D-backs, but I didn't think a sweep was going to happen. For their lineup, they're probably going to stick with the same guys, Taylor, Seager, Turner, Bellinger, Puig as their top 5. But top to bottom, this Dodgers lineup is probably the best in the playoff field, 1 through 8, not including the pitcher, obviously. And their bullpen is probably the best that's left in the field too. They can bring a bunch of different guys in. All of them throw hard. They're gonna need a couple lefties. They're probably gonna add another lefty to their bullpen. Because you're gonna see a couple more lefties with Rizzo. Rizzo Zorbris is a switch hitter, but maybe make him hit from the right side. A couple of things there. So this Dodgers, the Cubs though, on the other hand, they're probably going to throw Jose Quintana in game 1. They used Hendricks last night. Lester's thrown 55 pitches in game 4. Arrieta's not going to go after he threw 90 pitches in 4 innings. And I don't think John Lackey will throw game 1, who didn't pitch at all in the NLDS, I believe. So I think we'll see Jose Quintana. I think the Dodgers against them in their season series, they shut them out 3 times. I believe that they won the season series. Their team ERA was like below 1. So I think the Dodgers have a lot of momentum coming into this round, especially considering what happened last year where the season ended against Chicago. And yeah, I mean, I think this is the Dodgers' best chance that they've had in the last 5 to 10 years, I guess you can say. So this is one of their better overall teams that they have. For the Cubs, you have they have the same names here. In the leadoff hole, I believe that they're going with Hayward, I believe, or John Jay has led off a couple games. Rizzo, Bryant, Baez, Addison, Russell. Their lineup hasn't really changed much. Contreras out there. One thing to look at here in this series is going to be Jose Contreras against the Dodgers. The Dodgers are more of a kind of an aggressive base running team under Dave Roberts, so watch out for back picks from Wilson Contreras, as he did a lot against the Nationals, who got a little bit big leads off of certain pitchers. Now, the one pitcher that you have to be careful now with is John Lester, because he doesn't really have a good pickoff move to first, or doesn't pick off at all. But he picked off a guy or two, I believe, in the last series, and Contreras threw some guys out from behind the plate. So for the Dodgers, that's something that they have to look at. Not get too aggressive where you're running yourself out of innings here against Lester, where you can start off with a base hit. Now, game 1 is going to be tomorrow. Game 2 is Sunday. So some key things to look at in this first 2 games here is how the Cubs handle this Dodgers lineup. Chris Taylor in the leadoff hole has been great for the Dodgers, and you have to deal with Seager and Turner in the 2-3. This Dodgers lineup turned it on in the playoffs, and they turned it on toward the end of the season after they lost 22 of 25, especially considering what they did in the middle of the summer where they were like 51-9 or something. So that's something to look at here, especially considering that they had a couple days off here. almost a week, I feel like, since they last played. So that's something that they're gonna have to be ready for, is being able to be ready to come out hot and come out and get the crowd into it, especially in LA, because LA fans are such fair weather fans. Now, another key matchup here is going to be the Dodgers bullpen. Late in the game, when you get to the 7th, the 8th, you'll probably see Kenley Jansen in the 8th with 2 outs. He'll probably be used to get 4 or 5 out saves in this series like he was last year. I believe he was used even in this series to get 4 or 5 outs. And he's probably the best closer in baseball right now. So that's something that the Dodgers, they use Kenley in those high leverage situations where they know that they can get out. They can get out of the inning with him. He can strand guys. And the Dodgers bullpen is one of the best. With all the guys that they have a lot of guys that throw 90. Brandon Morrow had a great series. They used Kenta Maeda in the pen, and he was throwing like 95, 96. For the Cubs, though, in their bullpen, Wade Davis threw about, I think, 40 pitches last night. So he might not even be available for tomorrow. You saw them use Carl Edwards, Montgomery. They used a lot of guys yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Lackey even coming out of the bullpen, Lester even, Arrieta. They might mix up. Joe Madden is a baseball genius in his head. They use the shift a lot, so they use what they can in their high leverage situations. Now my prediction for this series is that the Dodgers are winning 5. I think that the Dodgers are just too talented not to win this series. No offense to the Cubs at all. I think, coming in off being defending champs, how they started the season, NL Central champs, beating the Nationals in 5 games. I just think that this Dodgers team is better than the Nationals. I think that their overall lineup is one of the best in the league. Once they get to that bullpen, you have the best pitcher in the planet in Clayton Kershaw. I know October has not been kind to him, but I think this is the year where they finally have all the pieces there. They have a 1 through 4 rotation in the playoffs. Wouldn't be surprised to see Kershaw come out of the bullpen in a high leverage situation at some point in this series like they did last year. So anything is possible. I'm going to take the Dodgers in 5. And that's going to wrap it up. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.